areas off the interstate, you have cross traffic. So then the worst type of crash to be involved in is a T-bone, where, because the strength of a vehicle is made from getting hit from the rear or applying a hit from the front because they have those crumple zones. So, but when you have a T-bone, the energy from a car doing 100 miles an hour and it T-bones you in the driver's side door, that car that hits in the driver's side door, that impact is absorbed, and it's the strength of the vehicle is. I always tell people I'm a car seat technician, so I do a lot of child passenger safety, and I show people how to put their car seats in correctly. And I always tell them the safest, for example, if you only have one child, the safest part of the area of the vehicle is going to be the center, because of how the cars are designed. So I always use example, if you always have a Diet Coke can, and you can see how very easy it is for you to squeeze the sides in, how soft they are. But if you take the can in your hand and try and crush it with two fingers from your thumb and your middle finger, it's very strong that way. But the can is very weak on the sides. And a vehicle, I explain, is sort of like that. If you're going to get hit, you want the impact from the front of the car or the rear of the car. The side impacts cause a lot more injuries to the body. So when you have a child passenger, when you're doing with car seats, you want that car seat all the way in the middle because the crush factor. So the vehicles will crush in. Well, if you have a car seat that's sitting right on the outboard position of the vehicle, and you have somebody who has a full-size Suburban and you're driving a Toyota Camry, and they collide at a T-bone, the Suburban is going to crush. It's going to try and push that energy. It wants to push through. It's going to crush in. And it's going to make contact with that car seat. But if you ever saw where the center position seat is in seatbelt, you look at the distance, that vehicle would have to be crushed in to make contact. There's a lot of other factors, too, because of the angle of the motion and the hard crack that causes damage, too. But to have that impact against yourself sitting in the center is way better, safer, and I always preach that for dealing with child passenger safety.
I know you want everybody to be safe out there on the roads.
Yes. And the best way is that seatbelt is number one.
And also, we want you, our first responders, our law enforcement officers, to be safe too, and especially on a day like this, as we're just a couple days away from what happened in the streets of Milwaukee with two Milwaukee police officers who were shot. As a police officer, as a state trooper, when you hear another officer has been injured, what's your first reaction?
Well, remember, I got 31 years on, so I always look at it's just retirement. That makes you really think, because it could be any of us. There's always the saying that there's always, when we stop somebody, somebody always has a gun. I have one. If somebody tries to take my gun away, now they have one. There's always a gun involved when our firearm is always involved when anytime law enforcement makes contact with anybody. We have a firearm, they might not. But if they want to try and take it from us, we're trained, not that it happened, but things happen. And like what happened in Milwaukee, it's just when you're on as long as I've been, you double think. Because our primary thing about in law enforcement, the goal is always go home at the end of your shift to your family. That is the number one goal every time. And that's where you think about that. So when you've been on as long as I have, it's thinking that when you see what happens, tomorrow I could stop a car and it could be me. It could be any of us out here, and that's what you think. So when the younger guys, I feel bad because they have to go through the ropes like I have. But when you've been on 31 years, that's when you start really thinking about, boy, is it, this is a fun career, but one day it could be your last, and that's when you start thinking. Yeah, I thought about it for like a couple minutes, but then it's like you try and keep yourself safe, keep yourself fit, but you always have that in your mind about what happened. But you always think. I'm always processing. I pull a car over. What is my exit strategy? Because I don't have to be the bad guy on the block. I can run. I can leave. I can get out of here, because it's the most important thing is to go home to your family. You can get the guy tomorrow. So, in certain circumstances, I'm saying that. But a lot of times is that it's just that you always are thinking, you pull the car over, what am I going to do? I'm going to run that way to the ditch, because you don't want to run to the left because, there's 3 lanes of traffic next to you. You might get run over. If this person jumps out of the car, how do you draw them out of that traffic? You want to draw them towards the ditch. So if you do get into a grappling situation, you are not grappling with somebody near traffic, because now you got to worry about cars running you over. If you get down to the ditch, now it's one-on-one. So you always think of that going on in your mind. Now, if you're working in the city of Milwaukee, you're working in an urban area. There's a lot more stuff. For us being a trooper, you're on the freeway. It's a little different because you pull a car over, you're on the freeway. You don't have people walk up to you. So if somebody walks up to me when I have somebody pull over, I get the red flag. You can see I don't have that much hair, but there's hair growing when that happens because you don't know what's going on. Why would somebody be walking up to me on the freeway? You don't allow to walk on the freeway. While you're in the city, everyone can walk up to you anywhere because you have sidewalks. You can, somebody comes out of the gas station. It's a different. But us being a trooper on the interstate, you don't have people walk up to you. So when somebody walks up to you, that's automatically you're in defense mode because you don't know what's going on here, and you always got to worry about you want to go home at the end of your shift.
Well, we can't thank you enough for being here with us, and thank you for your 31 years.
Not yet.
Being out
July
there.
11th,
Almost
I'm 31 years.
30. Well, okay, just about a week and a half.
Yep.
And thank you for all that you've done for the last 31 years. Wisconsin State Trooper Robert Bobby Simpson. Great to have you here.
Thanks again. Thanks for having me here.
It's 9:32. We got news in just a couple minutes right here on WTMJ.
Have you seen the Milo bedroom at Penny Mustard Furnishings?
You know it, Daddy-O, and it's boss. I mean, if you don't dig the mod mood of the Milo bedroom, you're Dullsville.
Ben,
What's your bag, man?
why are you talking like that?
I think I know. He's saying the Milo bedroom from Penny Mustard takes you back to the times of Mad Men, martinis, and mop tops.
Right on, Nicole.
Oh, well, I agree. It's refreshingly retro. I love Milo's clean, streamlined look.
It's a gas.
Sophisticrafted in the USA with solid wood and scaled to fit any room.
What you mean to say is, the Milo bedroom is perfect for your pad.
Yeah, dude, it's totally bodacious.
Wrong decade, Arvid.
Oh,
Don't be so square, man.
the Milo bedroom, starting at just $217 a month with no interest till July of 2027 through July 6th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Groovier versions of what people dig.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
What is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
From WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. Updates from a shooting in Milwaukee. Milwaukee police officer Christopher McCrae was released from Frederick Hospital on Saturday afternoon. McCrae was one of 2 officers shot in an officer-involved shooting on Thursday night. The other officer, Kendall Corder, remains in critical condition. 22-year-old Tremaine Jones has been arrested as the primary suspect in this incident. Taking a look at the roads with the WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by East Troy Lions Music Festival. Next weekend, live music, carnival rides, and fun for all.
East Troy Lions Music Festival is next weekend. Live music, awesome food, carnival rides, a huge beer tent, fireworks Saturday, parade on Sunday. EastTroyLions.org.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 78 degrees, but today, all day, mostly sunny, hot, and humid. Chance of afternoon storms with a high of 90 and a heat index of 95 to 100. Tonight, showers, storms ending, mostly cloudy with a low of 70. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:36.
And in just a couple minutes, if you know a first responder like Trooper Simpson, who was just here, and you'd like to nominate him to be First Responder of the Year, we're going to tell you how to do it and what they'll get from it. It's a pretty nice prize. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Loyalty, family, Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Marilyn.
I've been volunteering for over 30 years, so I got to know the community and loved it. We have a theater, community room, and we have bocce outside. They have gardens all over the campus that the residents tend to. Quilting groups, sewing groups, knitting groups, just lots and lots of amenities. Never a boring day.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
And it's 9:38. Welcome back to the final half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. After the events of Thursday night, clearly we are more concerned about our first responders in this area than we've ever been before. And whether they're police officers or they're 911 dispatchers or even the nurses and doctors and the firefighters who are there on the scene helping these individuals when things go wrong, they need to be appreciated. And joining us on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line is Kevin O'Connell. He is the executive director of the NACS Foundation, and they are going to be recognizing first responders, and we're going to tell you how you can nominate some of them for this recognition. But Kevin, first of all, not being in Milwaukee, you're not aware of how touched we all are with two police officers literally being ambushed while they were working on Thursday night. And boy, it just brings home how important the work they do really is.
It certainly does. First responders work round the clock, 24/7, 365, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why the convenience store industry wants to put up this award and really recognize our first responders across the country, and specifically in Milwaukee, is because we know that they go above and beyond to really serve their communities, every corner of their community, and this is just, one example.
Tell us a little bit about the First Responder of the Year award and who exactly is eligible.
EMT, paramedics, firefighters, police officers, etc., nurses, doctors. We also are recognizing American Red Cross volunteers. The First Responder of the Year award, this is a new inaugural award on behalf of our 24/7 Day campaign, which is on July 24th. This is the National First Responder Day, where all the convenience stores come together. About 30,000 convenience stores come together to recognize first responders, and they give out everything from a free cup of coffee and fountain drink all the way to some participating stores are doing different meals and thank yous, and even bringing the convenience store experience to firehouses and police stations. And so in this area specifically, we have Quick Trip, Casey's, and Jets all participating on July 24th. So this all culminates on July 24th.
Why are convenience stores so essential for these first responders?
Yeah, whether it's a disaster or an emergency or a situation like you described, they're usually the last to close, if at all, and first to open. They're usually the rallying point for a lot of first responders. They're there for the shift workers. So again, first responders work around the clock. Convenience stores are open around the clock. And so they're often there to come in at 1, 2, 3 in the morning to pick up that cup of coffee, that snack to fuel them through the rest of their shift. But, they're also the good Samaritan of waving hello to the cashier, making sure that the parking lot is safe. So they're there to protect our communities. But convenience stores, again, they're open 24/7, 365 as well.
My son worked in a convenience convenience store overnight when he was in college. And it really was interesting, the relationship that he developed with a lot of the police officers who would come in during the overnight shift.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And again, we think of shift workers and they don't have that opportunity to get that meal or that dinner at the time that we all are doing that. And so this is why, again, convenience stores are a great option to either whether it's get the healthy snack, the caffeine, or something they want to indulge in. And again, this is the cornerstone of our community. Sometimes convenience stores are closer than a grocery store.
Tell us how we can nominate a local hero.
Yeah, super simple. We have a website called 247day.org. So 247day.org. If you want to go further, /First Responder Award. But if you go to that 247day.org site, look for the First Responder of the Year Award button, and it takes probably less than 30 seconds. You can punch in a few different fields. Really, we're looking for that 200-300 word story of like why this person is deserving of this award. Nominations are open until Monday, July 7th.
We're talking with Kevin O'Connell. He is the executive director of the NACS Foundation, and we're talking about the First Responder of the Year Award. Have there been any situations that you're aware of where a first responder has made a difference in terms of one of these convenience stores and maybe been in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, without sharing too much detail, but one of the early nominations we received, we actually found out there was an individual that worked part-time at a convenience store and also was a part-time EMT. And 2 different times throughout her time working at the convenience store, she recognized an individual, a customer, on the verge of having a cardiac arrest and saved both individuals, just knowing what to look for, knowing what to do, because she just happened to kind of wear those dual hats. So really inspiring, and I think that's a perfect example of being at the right place, right time. And again, first responders have a set of skills that protect our communities and literally save our lives.
Kevin, you mentioned that these nominations have to be in by July 7th. What exactly is the Responder of the Year going to receive other than recognition from the NACS Foundation?
Yeah, so this is everything to national to local recognition, but a couple things. One, we will be actually giving out to the very first place prize winner on behalf of Gas Station TV. They're providing 1 year of gas provided to that first person that we select. And then everybody that's nominated will be getting some type of certificate too. And then the top 3 individuals will also be receiving a plaque. And then some of our other supplier and retail partners in the convenience store space are also willing to give up some gift cards and some other, we'll call it swag or product. So those are things that will be determined based on the market and based on the retailer in that region.
Well, we can't thank you enough, Kevin, with the NACS Foundation for recognizing our first responders. And one more time, if anybody wants to nominate somebody locally, what's the website?
247day.org /First Responder Award. But again, 247day.org. Nominations are open till July 7th. We look forward to having some from your local area.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Libby.
It's 9:44, 76 degrees at WTMJ. We're going to get up to about 90 today. It's going to feel like it's anywhere from 95 to 100 degrees. And we've got more curtain sports right after this on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved, but here you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. An avalanche of hits for the Brewers yesterday led to a 5-0 victory against the Rockies. Let's hope they can do it again today. The Brewers and the Rockies meet one more time this afternoon. First pitch at 1:10. Our coverage starts at noon with Brewers warm-up with Dominic Catronio here on WTMJ. I'm Mark Wart for WTMJ Sports.
Fun day to go to the ballpark. And you know what else is fun, Mark Wart?
What's that?
Going to Summerfest.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one weekend left.
Sure is.
And if you are caller number 7, you will win 4 tickets to Summerfest. All you have to do is call us on our Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Caller number 7, you're going to win those 4 tickets to Summerfest.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Summer is finally here. We're outside and maybe noticing the condition of our old windows. Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors, your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient replacement windows. Boost your curb appeal with top brands like Pella, Anderson, and Marvin, tailored to fit your home, your style, and your budget. Plus, installation by employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, fiberglass, all on display in their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
The 4th of July sale is on at Steinhafels. Save 10% store-wide. Get a Sealy mattress any size for just $199 and take an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. Shop now, in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Okay, we want to congratulate Bonnie from Big Bend. She won those 4 tickets to Summerfest. It's 9:48. I'm Libby Collins. Gina Della from Pella. You've heard that name. We've all heard that name. But how much do you really know about Gina? Well, I sat down with her and I found out all kinds of interesting things about her, including her first career as an in-demand court reporter for high-profile cases around southeastern Wisconsin. So how long were you a court reporter?
10 years.
Best case you ever did? Most interesting one that really sticks with you?
I can't say the name, but it was a Milwaukee brewer who was getting a divorce. Oh, it was juicy. And all the girlfriends, and then seeing the checkbook, and you'd see flowers and dinner. I'm like, oh my gosh. I did high-profile divorces, and medical malpractice is what I specialized in. So I did high-profile politicians, the athletes. Oh, I've seen it all, Libby. Trust me.
I'll tell you, I really enjoyed my conversation with Gina Della. Yes, you know her from all those commercials and certainly from her show here on WTMJ, but she has such an interesting background, finding out how she went from just a kid growing up around Brookfield to being one of the most popular and notable people around southeastern Wisconsin as Gina Della from Pella. You're going to hear the whole story this morning on WTMJ Conversations. It's at 11 o'clock right here on WTMJ. 9:49, 76 degrees. We're going to get up. Oh, it's going to be hot today. 90 degrees. Going to feel like it's somewhere between 95 and 100.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 1st.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the New York Mets.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in July 1st at 6:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
I'm Jim Token, president of the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. Nobody can keep your car running smoothly like an Adam new car dealer. Adam service technicians are factory trained and use original factory parts backed by a warranty. Best of all, you'll find competitive pricing equal to or even lower than independent shops. A well-maintained car delivers maximum gas mileage and saves you money. Call an Adam dealer today, because you're always better off at an Adam new car dealer.
Get an oil change and safety inspection today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, distracted driving causes approximately 8% of all fatal crashes. Well, there's an organization called Project Yellow Light, and joining us on our Sighting Unlimited talk and text line is Julie Garner. And Julie, what impact does distracted driving have?
It's a major problem, thousands of deaths each year.
And Julie, you experienced that in your family.
Yes, my son Hunter was killed at the age of 16 in a car crash. And when something like that happens to you, you pretty much fall apart. But my husband and daughter and I, at that point, came to realize how significant of a problem it is. And so we wanted to keep his memory alive, and we wanted to keep all of his friends and other young people safe. So we started a scholarship program in his high school where we enlisted the recipients to use a video to communicate to each other to be careful on the road. And we felt like there was nobody better than the young people themselves to have a voice that resonates with one another and to make a difference.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about what happened with Hunter?
He was the passenger, and it was his good friend who was driving, and they were both killed. And it's just devastating when something like that happens. It kind of just has this huge dark blanket effect over a whole community of people, all the young people in the high school, and of course all the families and loved ones. And it just happens every day, and people don't realize that it's so prevalent and that it could happen to you. They think that, oh, I can text and drive, or I can have things going on in the car, and it's not going to happen. You know, nothing's going to happen, but it does, and I'm living proof that it can. So we're just passionate about getting this message out.
But again, you're trying to help other families that they don't go through this. Tell us a little bit about the submissions that you're asking for right now.
Yeah, so it's amazing. So we started this with a video competition in Hunters High School, and then a few years in, we got pinged by the Ad Council that we're just starting a campaign on distracted driving with youth, and they took us from one high school to a national competition overnight. We added radio and billboard, and we have been growing ever since. What we look for from the students is just wonderful creativity and simple messages, something that will just resonate with each other. And we tell them, you know, they have creative license. They can go about this being funny. They could be poignant. They could be very serious, whatever they choose, as long as it's in good taste. And it's typically those that are the simplest that come across the best. And we're just so proud of our winners and all of those who take part.
Now, are you looking for future submissions?
Yes, it's an annual competition. We open each year on Halloween because it was easy for me to remember that date, October 31st. And submissions are due March 1st and April 1st, depending on which scholarship you're applying for.
What kind of feedback have you received from some of the recipients of these scholarships?
Some of them still stay in touch with me and me with them, and it's just such a rewarding relationship to have that. Some have helped over the years after they've won to become judges or helped us with programming and things for what we do, and they all say that it has a huge impact on them. And just even, you know, one of the things I kind of preach to all of those who take part is it's bigger than winning the scholarship. It's just taking part and getting that message out, and you have your own circle of influence, and if they see it and realize the dangers, they could very well prevent a car car crash and could very well, in turn, prevent a death. That's the big reward. It doesn't get any bigger than that.
Now, if anybody would like to get more information about the scholarship itself and also about potentially becoming a recipient, what do they need to do?
Everything is self-contained in our website, projectyellowlight.com. Projectyellowlight.com. In fact, you can see all the winners' work for this year, and you can apply online, you can get statistics, and it's all there in that website.
Julie Garner, thank you for the work that you do, and if it saves just one life, it certainly is worth it.
That's right. Be careful out there on the road. Thank you so much, Libby.
It's 9:56. It's going to be mostly sunny, hot, and humid today. We do have a chance of some storms as we get into the latter part. We're going to get all the way up to 90 degrees, but it is going to feel really, really warm, between 95 and 100 degrees for your heat index. And tonight, showers and storms will end. It's going to be cloudy, down to 70 tomorrow. Warm and humid, mostly cloudy, chance of some storms, and a high of 82 degrees. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, those are the really, really nice days. Sunshine and the low 80s. Look like that's our temperature, and just that outlook for that 3rd and 4th of July. We're going to get back into some heat, mid-80s, and another chance of some storms. It's 76 degrees at 9:57 on WTMJ. Busy show this morning. Thank you so much for joining us today, right after the news. It's Adam Roberts with Reporter's Notebook. I'm going to be back at 11 with my conversation with Gina Della from Pella, who's also the host of WTMJ's What's the Difference? Great conversation. You don't want to miss it. And then Brewers warm up at noon with the first pitch at 1:10. I'm Libby Collins. Thanks for listening today.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.